Hey guys, what's up? It's Sla, bringing you another episode of Car Rides with Sla. And today on Car Rides with Sla, this morning was pretty crazy because I ended up accidentally just sleeping for an additional pretty long time. Like, I woke up and my routine is always wake up, put the food in the mic, and then bring it back in and usually just try to relax for a little bit. I think it's a healthy system. Then I, maybe relax for like a couple minutes, do some stuff on my computer. Then I eat. And then when I'm done eating, it's a slow morning. I'm never in a rush in the morning. Never. I'm always awake for a period of time prior to leaving. And it's a very good thing, right? But this morning it wasn't like that, because when I came back from food, I wanted to lay down a little bit more, which is honestly already unusual. And then I ended up falling back asleep, which really is weird, but I guess I'm not surprised. I just think I've been overdoing it. That's the truth of it. Because at my job, I technically only need to work 40 hours a week, and that would probably be okay. And I've been working 50 for a long time now, and it's just, I don't know. It's a lot. I think I'm working too much. Even doing this on top of everything, obviously the car rides used to be this time for me to kind of unwind. And it still is, because I get to unwind with the show. But it's not the same. It's not the same, right? So yeah, I don't know. But hey, guess who pulled it off? Me, because we're basically still on time. I essentially got completely ready and ate all my food in 10 minutes or less. So, name someone else who can pull that off, right? Pretty impressive. But I think there's a lot of people where, on a regular basis, they're like this. But with me, and I've explained this before, I just have my schedule baked in with so much extra error potential that even if something like this were to happen, it just it didn't even affect me at all. I mean, it gave me like a pretty typical, wasn't even below average. There's been days where I was awake and I ended up getting out of the door, 2 minutes later than I did today, right? I guess the reason why I say this is I know yesterday was a pretty sad episode, and I still want to reflect on some of those themes, but oddly enough, last night I was chatting with ChatGPT, and I don't know, I feel like using ChatGPT really just It really helps my sanity in a way. And I know that's a little bit strange because obviously it can just cater to whoever it's talking to. And so that's not really a good thing. But I don't know that it does that for me as much or in the same way. Because, well, no, actually, that's probably not true. I'm sure it still caters to me, but the way in which I approach things with it is good. I mean, when I'm talking to GPT, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to learn and grow and kind of see like, oh, is this a flaw that I have? How could I fix it? I mean, that's the thing about AI. It really does have the potential to be used as a good thing. So I'm just realizing it kind of affects the framing of the video a lot. Because I always have my hair down in the morning and I leave it up coming home, just because I think that's like a cool little thing to do for visual video reasons, even though you guys have never seen it yet. I always do that, and I'm realizing that it completely changes the framing, and I'm going to try to go for a cropped video, but that won't work. Like, it literally might need to be adjusted every single time, which is kind of annoying. Because of how long my hair is, it would come out of the square. I don't know. Actually, I might be able to crop it, so it's... No, I don't... I think it's too much. I think it's going to come out of the square. It might ruin my square idea. We may have to do a little bit less than a square or something. Anyways, what were we even talking about? Oh yeah, ChatGPT. It really it blends and merges kind of with the person talking to it. And so that's why I don't really like, because I really wish you could set it on a mode that was just... I mean, it's nice for it to be positive, but I really want it to cut. You know, like if I say something wrong or do something wrong, I want the AI to really strike back at me and like show me, you know? But I don't think that's even super realistic, because when I use the AI, I notice it doesn't really strike things. It does not really notice things. You end up kind of being the driver. It's very rare whenever AI has to see something itself or figure out something itself that it really figures out anything too groundbreaking. You know? Sorry, it's just weird because I woke up so late and then I haven't seen a single car this whole time. And that's just like very unusual, but I'm assuming it's fine. I mean, it's my usual time. I don't know. Just weird. Anyways. I wish there was okay, so strike, yeah. It just won't really notice things, and it also gets a lot of things incorrect. So I have to correct it. And I do a lot. So yeah, I mean it has its ups and downs is what I was going to say, but then I was kind of thinking about that and thinking like that doesn't really make any sense. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like AI existing has a specific positive impact on my life that it really probably doesn't have for most people. I'm not really sure how the majority of people use AI, but I have a feeling they just don't get remotely as much out of it as I do. I really get a lot out of it. I feel like it almost opened my brain up, because the way I feel like I'm so perfectly able to be optimized through AI. I think more so than most people. And it's just given the specific strengths I have as well as the specific weaknesses I have. So I've always been good at quick off-the-cuff stuff, right? We've talked about that before. But I'm really bad at long scripting or things like that. And we're at a point now where I can do a bunch of my usual quick raw notes, and then the AI can just expand on them. And then now we have properly written notes coming from my raw origin. Now, I am aware a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, everybody's like that. Everybody's good at quick... No, like, trust me, when it comes to asking good questions, asking the right questions, I really do think I'm unmatched. I don't see how... I can't think of anybody I've ever met who has come particularly close when it comes to extreme inquisitiveness. I was thinking of a way to, how do you take inquisitive and make it? I've just never heard of someone like that. I've never interacted, but I don't know, my ability to just come up with questions, but good and specific questions is really high. I don't know anybody else. I've never really encountered somebody. A lot of people who are good with questions tend to be kind of good with like more nonsensical questions. There's a lot of jokesters, and of course I do that too. But I don't know that many people that just come up with as good or specific questions. And this is something I think actually goes into my social anxiety, because I'll notice things that are extra and ask questions about them. And then the person I'm asking doesn't really expect it, and then it gets like a little bit awkward. I think this happens at my job, you know, where I might notice something and ask my boss, and then he's just like, it takes him like a moment to, you know, I don't know. I just think I'm very extra, not only in my observance of things, but also the questions I think of about them. I don't know. That's kind of why even with this show, we've obviously done the show for a while now. There's still things that I have to say that we haven't gotten to. There's still so many conversations to have. And it's so good that this is getting recorded on the good microphone now, because it really wasn't pleasant for me to listen to that other microphone. I don't know. There's probably people less bothered than me, but bad quality stuff just really grinds my gears, so I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. But there's so much to talk about. But yeah, I truly believe that. I think I'm a pretty rare case where... And it's taken me a while, too, because I was a skeptic of AI for a pretty long time. But now it's just... I don't know, it like perfectly fits in a way that I don't really think it does, or I don't think as many people use it casually or for non-work reasons. Because I know there's some people that use it for their job or for coding and things like that. I don't even use it for any of that. I just use it as a part of my day. Just any questions that come up or anything like that. And in some ways, it's scary, because then there was an outage and I don't even know. I mean, that was just crazy. I was losing it. But then, of course, I could just come up with the questions and just type them in my notes. So it wasn't really too crazy. I would just, like, when I would think of something to ask, type it in my notes. But, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty accurate with that, though. Again, I know it might sound like an ego thing, but it's really not. It's just that my weaknesses when it comes to the way I'm lazy has really hindered, I think, a lot of my potential. And the AI almost perfectly can be not lazy in those ways. It's insane. It really is almost a perfect match, and I don't know how I really got to even saying the things I'm saying right now, because I used to be a very big skeptic. I don't think I used AI for fun. Out of anybody, like out of a lot of people, I hadn't even used it. I started using it to fool around and make images. And that was fun. But then I stopped. Then I just kind of lost interest again. And then it probably wasn't until... it's been over a year, I guess. So, which in a way was a good thing because I didn't waste my time with the worst models. And I'm sure I'm only even more excited for the future. But I was late. I was late to it. I didn't really agree with it. I think I was skeptical. But the thing is now, I don't really have a choice to be skeptical anymore, anything like that. Because it's just so important to me. And I think to me specifically, I can't deny how much it helps me. And how much I'm able to really use that and read the things it says and apply it. It's really something else. It's specifically something I've never really encountered before. I don't know. It just rounds out so many of the things. Like, I just feel like I was built for AI. It's so weird. My whole brain and body and everything is almost perfectly crafted for interacting with AI. Because you notice, maybe you can tell from these conversations, I'm a pretty busy guy going on in my head. I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of questions. I can be pretty hyper. That being said, most people like that are fairly ADHD centric. Or, sorry, let's use my term. Of course, OCD centric. I didn't use centric and I used adjacent. And then when we're saying ADHD, I use adjacent. When obviously ADHD adjacent is what sound. I cannot believe myself with my word usage. What are we doing? Am I right? Now I don't even remember what I was. Oh, I do. Most people with this active or busy of a mind are very ADHD centric. They are hyper. They are fidgety. I'm really not. I think compared to a lot of people, I do a lot less fidgeting. And I'm definitely fairly calm and grounded. I don't know if you guys remember if I even mentioned... Yeah, I might not have mentioned it yet, but there was a darker period of my life where I created a bed setup for use with my computer. And this was because of a depression spiral where it just felt so difficult to even move for a period of time. Like, I used to run, and then I stopped running and only walked, but then, walking felt hard, and then I wanted to just sit, but then sitting would be too, like, I just kept spiraling downward. That was how I explained it. Sitting's too hard, then I'm going to have to lay down, but then what's going to happen after laying down's too hard, right? So I had that set up, and sometimes I'd have to end up sitting up because it would just get too uncomfortable to lay down for that long. But for the most part, I was able to handle it. And that was one of the things I was told was between people making fun of me, some people would also just say, like, on a real note, I don't know how you do that because I kind of get antsy and I need to get up and walk around or do something. I can't be that restricted. I think most people would agree. The whole setup, too, by the way, I constructed a tent out of moving blankets. And that was for sound isolation purposes because I wanted to be able to talk to people on Discord and my family members would really complain about the noise. So I had this whole system where I had this tent made out of heavy moving blankets and they were draped over a small canopy that was over my bed. And then I had fans running on the outside of the tent as a white noise barrier that would trap my voice from exiting. And it worked. I think it ended up working really well because my sister, who was on the room across from me. Okay. This person's really confusing. But it says they're a new driver, so it's okay. I don't know. I just kept like thinking I needed to stay, thinking I needed to slow down, you know. I just kept going back and forth. It is nice to see my face. Although the other issue with this is it makes me look down at the screen, not the camera. I don't know. Anyways. You guys probably think I'm crazy. Like, going from the last episode to this episode, I think it was just because I got that extra nap in, and it's just been such a weird, rushed morning. I think that's why I'm, like, in this crazy mood. What was I even... Oh, yeah. But I was okay. And that's, like, a very trapped setup. I think a lot of people would just not do that. I would also sleep with my computer on, all kinds of crazy stuff. But again, it comes back to this genetics thing where also it is raining, and this may be the first time it's rained, and I'm sure it affects the quality of the recording. So that is a little bit sad. We need soundproof glass or something. That's what we need. Soundproof glass mod. But if we're going to do that, it might as well be on my Range Rover. Which I don't know when that's arriving. Did you guys order it yet? Okay, back to what we were actually talking about. What were we talking about? Sorry, everything just came back in my brain, and I was just thinking over how I wanted to say things. So, I was very tolerant, though, of that kind of restricted... Because there was also a table on top of the bed where all my computer stuff went on. And a lot of people just wouldn't like it. I went to sleep with everything running. Noisy fan, like a lot of people wouldn't even be able to do that if you forced them to, but I just did it. I don't know, it just didn't really faze me. Now I kind of try to, because I know what I know about sleeping and stuff, and I try to keep the noise down when I sleep. Oh, there's a fly. A little fly. I let him escape. Anyways, I know that noise isn't good for sleep, so now I keep everything quiet. I turn all the screens off, right? Because it's not good to do that. I wouldn't even always have something running, though. Sometimes it would just be just the screen, you know, on. Like, I wouldn't be, like, watching something necessarily. Now, I eventually did that for a period of time. I started to get into the habit of... Well, I would usually listen to music when I went to bed. And then eventually I did get into the habit of YouTube and sleep. But I'm ashamed of those days. Is that guy still in this car? I just opened the window for you, bro. I just opened my window. Did he not even leave? Did he just go in the other way? The other direction? Oh, my friend. My friend. I did fall into that for a while, but I've fallen out of it. It's not really... I don't even understand how people do that. Because to me, it's actually... It's harder to sleep. Because something's on, and I'd like to shut it off. I don't know if that makes sense, but when I'm going to sleep, I think it just has to do with how conscious I am of things. I don't want to go to sleep with... I don't want to go to sleep with my headphones on. You know, because to me that seems wasteful. It seems kind of risky. So I don't want to do that. What if I angled the camera? No, this probably isn't going to do well. Oh! I just stopped the video by accident. I think the stupid... I mean, it doesn't matter because I'll just be able to put them together, but I'm pretty sure the way the stand grips the phone, when I tried to move it down, it somehow hit that silly camera button, which, by the way, I haven't even used yet. Although I guess there is cases I could use it. Because there's sometimes you want to take a quick picture. I haven't used that new camera button, though. Honestly, and the video doesn't even matter yet, because these videos will never see the light of day. It's just once. The only thing that matters is the audio. As long as that's not cutting, we're good. As long as we're good there. Yeah, no, I can't believe... I think I am sad. Like, I don't... Because it just looks crazy because of how... I was so sad the previous episode and now I'm not. I am not that... well, you know, maybe I am that crazy, but I'm really not. I just think there was so much of a rush and a shock of me waking up late. Well, I didn't wake up late. I never wake up late. I wake up and then go back to sleep. I don't think I've ever woken up late. And that rush has kind of put me off, and I don't know, I'm also talking, which, like I've said before, I think talking is a fairly good coper for me. It makes me feel pretty good about, oh, great, there's traffic. Now, again, apparently there's traffic, but there has not been any indication of traffic this whole time. Why does this kind of stuff keep happening? It's just crazy. It's crazy. I've never encountered traffic until I've been recording. It's crazy. We would have made such good time today, too. Despite waking up late. But it didn't even matter. I could have... It's just so weird. It's so weird. I don't know. And then also, at this point, if I'm not mistaken, we're in mid-June. The traffic should actually be substantially less because of school getting out. Finally. So I just don't understand it. I'm wondering, maybe I can't point the camera that much more down. I was going to say it probably makes the most sense to line up. Why are we cutting in front of me and stealing my... Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Can people have decency? 2 people just cut in front of me for no reason? I don't even care, though. I have no time to be... I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't think you should be, like, right behind the person. I don't know how people drive like that. I don't know why people drive like that. I can't believe it. I kid you not. I don't think I've ever encountered any traffic in the morning for months since leaving at this time. I think it's never. I've never encountered it. And since recording, there was that mega jam the one day. And now there's been all this stuff. Although now I'm curious about moving my camera, which this may backfire, but yeah, no, that kind of looks a little weird though. I have it like pointed down more now. Although what my theory about it is that it makes more sense to have my head near the top, because when I look, that's closer to that anyway, and then it ensures that my hair is in the shot at least as much as possible. Although I still think a square crop just isn't going to capture my hair's beauty. So that kind of stinks. But I'm wondering, I don't know if, I feel like it could just be the angle I'm looking at it. But I wonder if the image is getting warped a little bit from being at this angle. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't know. Little odd. I can't get over this. We're actually going to be... Again, and the reason why I can't get over it is just how consistently good traffic has been. I kid you not. There has been zero bad traffic mornings for me because of how early I leave. And so I'm seriously thinking about leaving even earlier. Like, I don't even know. Because it probably would avoid this if I... It's just insane how early you have to leave just to ensure zero traffic. But I thought I was already at that point, and apparently I'm not. Apparently I'm not at that point, and you just can't win. I mean, right, isn't that the moral of the story? You can't win? I wonder, though, if the camera warps the image at all. But yeah, there's no way my hair gets captured completely. That's just not. Sorry, I'm trying to calculate when I should shift. I should probably just stay in first. I wonder who was just honking at me. Dude. I use my horn. I'm getting ticked off. I had my turn signal on, and this guy was way behind me for a while, and he just did not stop. He just did not let me go. Again, in my opinion, if there's a traffic jam, that's not more of a reason for you to just try to squeeze just one car ahead. It's more of a reason to just let people go anyway, because you're in a jam anyway. You're not getting ahead. You're just getting one car ahead. What are we... I just can't understand how people think. You know, the way people think, it's crazy. It is just crazy the way people think. But hey, and not everybody got the car rides with schla going on. Not everybody's this chill, you know. Because some people, all they have to live for is getting to work in a quick way. And that's all they got. That's some of these people's only life purpose. So I got to keep that in mind. I got to keep that schla in mind. I think I was also thinking about putting the camera upside down. I was thinking about that. I don't know how that would turn out, though. This probably negatively affects the microphone, too, because the thing's slanted down a bit. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So we were talking about... Yeah, I don't even care. We need to figure out this face reveal dilemma. And for some reason, I'm just not thinking about it right now. Which is very... I mean, in a way it's kind of nice, but in another way it's not nice, because now I don't have a decision, and it seems like my brain's just putting it off, which is not... It's just not good. I wish the rear wipers were like the front wipers, where you had two of them. I don't think it works as well. Maybe I just need a new rear wiper. I'm not sure. I am not sure. I'm just thinking of that thing in my album where I'm like, I'm still here. I'm still here. Aw, we were just gonna be behind a Mini Cooper, and now he's gone. That's sorrowful. That's tragic. Am I even talking enough right now? I feel like I'm just... I don't even know. That wasn't too bad of a hiccup, but it definitely cost me a perfect day, which is... It's silly. I don't know. I think it's silly. Cost me a perfect day. Because what would have been exciting was waking up late and then still making a pretty good time to work, but that's not going to happen now. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I have to figure out this face reveal thing. And I thought I guess maybe tonight's episode I'll talk about it. But at this point, my track record's not too good, is it? Because I said last night, the next episode, I'd talk about it more. And then I don't know what happened this episode. I don't know what we've been on. So my track record right now is not too good, is it? It is not too good. Yeah, this light really stinks, but I'm going to try to speed through and make it, but that almost never pans out with these lights, because then even if you speed through this light, then you're going to have to stop for the next one. Well, we did make it because it was all green, so that was an accurate prediction, but then this one looks red. Yeah, so you just can't win. Oh, but then, of course, it just turned green, so I could have actually stayed in fourth, probably. You just can't win with the lights. I wish I could just see when they're going to turn, and then I would really be able to optimize things better. But, of course, they don't want to give that information out. It could just be in my GPS, easily. Well, no, not easily, because it would... Well, I actually don't know that you would need to... I actually have no idea how the light systems work. Because are they just based on the specific lights they're on? Or does it connect to some main control room type of thing? I doubt it. I think it's just the lights they're on. I think it's a lot... I think things are much less elaborate than I see them as. Anyways, it's time for the TLDR Witch Law. Today on Car Rides Witch Law, we started off explaining my late morning and how I still got on time and how impressive that was. And then we talked about how my brain is perfectly meant for AI. And then we talked about... Then we got in a traffic jam. And I can't believe I forgot what we were just talking about. So that's all you're getting. Anyways, bye, Shla. See you, Shla. Bye, Shla.